I'm Dempsey Pillot, and this week I'm reviewing Astra was directed by James Gray and stars Brad Pitt as an astronaut that's tasked with trying to find and communicate with his father, played by Tommy Lee Jones, another astronaut long believed to be missing, all to try and stop a series of power surges that threaten to destroy the entire universe. Originally described as Apocalypse Now set in outer space, the film does admittedly draw some similarities to the Coppola classic. For one, it's just as beautifully shot, and it's very ambitious. Well, even the plot is kind of similar too, but I think the biggest difference between this film and Apocalypse Now is that here, the relationship between the two leads is a lot more personal. I mean, they're father and son after all. And that relationship, I feel, serves a much greater purpose than just to help distinguish this film from Apocalypse Now. I mean, it's also the driving force behind the plot, and it even helps to set up some of the film's most crucial themes of loneliness, what destiny is, how history repeats itself, and even how to break a cycle. This film was just incredible. And I mean, I can't say that I wasn't expecting it to be incredible, because it was, after all, one of my most anticipated films of the year, despite being pushed back multiple times, which is never really a good thing, but it met all my expectations, okay? I was not disappointed with this film one bit. Brad Pitt is obviously a knockout here, and I'm not saying this just to exaggerate, and I'm definitely not saying it just because everybody else is saying it, but this guy deserves an Oscar for this role. Literally 90% of this film is all him. Everyone else is background noise, and what I find to be the most impressive about this performance is that it's his least physical one to date, at least in my memory, but I can't really think of another performance that he had like this, where, and what I mean is that he didn't or doesn't really rely on his physical strength. It's all emotion, raw emotion. Literally every time we see him, or most of the times that we see him, it's like close-ups of his face, or we really don't get an idea of what he's feeling through actions. It's more of just expressions, and even sometimes voiceover. There is a lot of voiceover in this movie, which I thought was initially just going to be a cheat for some exposition, you know, but it's not used like that at all. It's really just to frame the story through his perspective and let us, the audience, know more or less what he's thinking when he can't express it through his face. He's incredible. James Gray also knocks it out of the park here. You see, it's easy to set a film in outer space, okay? It's been done way too many times already. Bond went to outer space, Leprechaun, Jason, right? I think the only person who hasn't been to outer space is Medea, but we're waiting for it. I mean, it's one thing to take that setting and just do something bland, but it's another thing to take that setting and actually do something interesting with it, right? Let me rephrase. It's one thing to just make a plain old great film, even though it's not really plain if it's great. But it's another thing to make a great sci-fi film, and that's exactly what we have here. Okay, and a lot of what makes this film a great sci-fi film is the fact that James Gray takes a lot of the science that we've come to understand from other sci-fi films, and he builds upon it. He takes it into uncharted territory. And yeah, while I do kind of mean that in a punny way, I'm also really serious. There are some really exhilarating sequences in this movie. Sequences that are great examples of out-of-the-box thinking. I mean, probably my favorite is the zero-gravity slow-motion car chase on the moon. It does not get any better than that. And Hoyt van Hoytema? Don't even get me started on that guy. How dare he with his beautiful cinematography. Him and Gray work in tangent to create this visual feast that is nothing short of perfect. In fact, this entire film, in my opinion, is really nothing short of perfect. Now, there was almost one issue that I had with this film, and it was in regards to Brad Pitt's character. At times, I did start to think that he was getting a little bit too lucky, that things are just a little bit too convenient for him, but then I took a step back and I realized that in the film, everything happened for a reason. For a reason. The places he went, the people he met, they all served a greater purpose of putting him on his proper path. All at once, this film is thought-provoking, beautiful, and even ahead of its time. It teaches us that time and space are truly relative, and that each journey, no matter how far or wide, should only be judged by the marks we leave behind. Ad Astra sent me over the moon, guys. And for that, I'm going to give it 5 stars.
All right.
We did it! We did it!
The world awaits our discovery.
Obviously, I really love this movie, and I hope that for any of you guys who saw it, you liked it just as much as I did. And you know what? Heck, even if you didn't, let me know what you did think about it down below in the comments section. I love talking to all of you, and really any of you, because I'm very appreciative of just having that community. It's probably my favorite part about having this channel. But going back into, you know, being thankful, I know I say I'm thankful in every video, but this time around I especially mean it. And once again, don't think I never ever mean it in any other instance, but for those of you guys who have been around this channel for a while, you probably have or have not noticed, this is my 100th movie review. Yeah, where did time go, right? You probably don't even care, but you know what? It's when I reached 100 subscribers on this channel, I didn't make a big enough deal about it, and I didn't want to let the opportunity pass me by again. By the way, thank you for everybody who subscribed up until this point. Super thankful. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button too. But in all seriousness though, when I first started this channel, I didn't really think much of it. I mean, I started way back in the day, like 2011. And I used to just post random stuff occasionally. In fact, I don't think I really deleted any of that old stuff. If you want to check some of it out, it's very... you'll see. And last year, I just decided to film myself reviewing something just to see how it felt, and it felt really good and really cool, and it's something that I kind of just fell in love with doing over time, and here I am. It's a milestone that I knew I had the potential to reach, but I mean, on paper it seems so far away, but here I am, and I am just so humbled for the experience, and the ride here has been a blast. All the people that I've met, and some of the, I would call you guys friends, because, you know, we talk so much about the movies that we review. I'm super thankful, and, you know, here's to the next 100 plus. Yeah, that, you know, I just thought I'd take a moment to say that, because once again, I'm super thankful. And you know what, usually I have my spiel about how, you know, I always got stuff in the pipeline, and you know this, but I think I'm just going to end the video here for today, guys. Once again, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to view this video and all my other ones, and yeah, until next time, I'm Dempsey Pillot. Take care.